Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy. You flipping me off the whole time?
You're being snarky.
Just give your intro.
Hi, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Jessica, and I'm Mandy. Let's talk about the Winter Olympics. Jessica, if you were to compete in the Winter Olympics, basically I went and pulled all the events. There's way less than there is for the Summer Olympics.
Yes.
And it can be divided basically into 4 categories. The bobsleigh, or as I like to call it, the bobsled.
Yes.
Figure skating, snowboarding, and skiing. And then there's the luge and alpine skiing and all of that stuff. But basically 4 categories. If you had to compete in the Winter Olympics, which category would you pick and why?
None of them, because they scare the crap out of me. Like, seriously, a bobsled or bobsleigh, that's dangerous, okay? Skiing, I could break something. Snowboarding, there'd probably be an avalanche. Like, I don't know that I want to do any of these. How about you? Plus, I think cold.
Well, I'm not coordinated enough to do figure skating.
Oh, no.
My mom would not let, I had friends who went skiing, and my mom would not let me go because she was concerned I would break a leg or an arm or something.
Well, you almost ran into a tree sledding, so.
Yeah, when you bailed.
We were headed for a tree!
Down a hill, and it was right after, wasn't it a Kennedy who skied into a tree and died? It was either
Kennedy or Bono. It was around the same time. Yeah. They both died around the same time.
And so we were sledding down this big hill, and there were trees.
No, not Bono. Sonny. And then, but Kennedy at the same time. Yeah, not Bono. Yeah. Sonny from Sonny Cher.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Killing off random people. So we're sledding down the hill.
Yeah.
And I was in front and you were sitting behind me, I think. And we were headed towards the trees. And you said, I'm not going to die like Kennedy. And
I said, I don't want to pull a Kennedy. And I
don't want to pull a Kennedy. Yeah. And you bailed off of the sled, and I just went skyrocketing, luckily, in between the 2 trees across the road.
And when we say they were trees, they weren't big. They were like, they weren't that big.
No, they were bigger than that.
Were they? I don't remember being. They were they lined your driveway,
like
right?
Old growth, but they were trees.
But, Mandy has no survival instinct, so therefore she stayed on the sled.
You could have told me to bail.
I said I'm not pulling a Kennedy, and I bailed it. You saw that.
Anyway. so Winter Olympics might not be our thing.
No.
They're not yours, and you're going to be reading or watching them from the comfort of your own home, but you would also like to read about the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching figure skating. And the snowboarding tricks are pretty cool. But anyway. So, if you want to read, we have Winter Olympic book recs for you.
Yeah, I do want to say when I lived in Alaska, I think it was Winter Olympics that year. And when we first moved there, and we had all of no channels because we didn't have cable or anything because we were out in the middle of nowhere. But we could pick up figure skating with our antenna. And so I got stuck watching a lot of figure skating that year. I enjoy it. But I enjoy it when they're like afterwards and they go on tours around the country and they can do like fun music to the figure skating, not so much the Olympic part of it, but that's just me.
Okay. Ready to dive into our book recs?
Ready, Freddie.
Okay, and for those of you at home, if you've not hit that subscribe button, we would love for you to do that. And really soon we should be announcing some of our new giveaways, so you don't want to miss that.
Okay.
All right, let's start with the bobsleigh.
That's all on you, honey.
I am so disappointed that you don't have a book rec for this.
Did you really find a bobsled book?
Yes. It's not Olympic based at all.
Okay.
But it is heavily sled based. And it is extremely disappointing that you don't have this book.
For friggin' Pete's sakes.
Barbarian's Heart by Ruby Dixon.
That's just not fair. Okay, tell us about it.
So So the bobsled connection is, and I promise I do have actual Winter Olympic books on my list. So this is about Stacy and is it Pashov?
Pashov.
Pashov. Okay. So Stacy and Pashov have been together. There is an earthquake. He's getting some spices out of the back of the cave and he gets seriously hurt. And she actually thinks that he might be dead. But instead of being dead, he is actually okay. But he has amnesia and doesn't remember her or their baby, their son. And because of the earthquake now, the whole group of aliens and their wives have to move across the ice planet to another cave system. And in doing so, they have to travel and they don't have cars and things like that. So they have to travel by sled. And he, at one point, sticks her on his sled and is traveling with her. And that is the bobsled connection.
Oh, love that. Way to make the connection work.
I can't believe that you didn't think of it. I was like, I'm going to use that. And I'm like, I'm sure Jessica's going to have one of them because that's not the only book.
When you come to me and you're like, so it's bobsled, it's skiing, and my brain literally went, oh my gosh, like who writes that stuff? Like nobody writes that stuff.
None of my characters have ever been in a luge together.
This is not typical. So these are like Winter Olympics adjacent. No, I was like, well, I got hockey, so there's that.
Okay, well, I actually didn't include any hockey on my list
good, because I have a few
so let's switch to hockey.
Okay, I did do a few hockey only because that's what I have. I mean, I have other ones too, but I do have a few hockey.
Do tell us about
I'm going to tell.
Books.
So I actually went back pretty far because I didn't want to talk about like my most recent hockey books. And there's some hockey books that I have on my shelf after doing our bookshelf tour that we just did, or we recorded anyway. I don't think it's out yet. Maybe it is. Yes, it is, because this is Thursday's video.
It is out. Yes.
It is out. Okay. So I saw these ones that I love and I kept. So I have 3 hockey books. Make that make sense. Okay, so this is Blind Pass by Tegan Hunter. I do like Tegan Hunter's hockey series. So this one was the very first Tegan Hunter I picked up. I believe it's the second book in the series though. But it is a Grumpy Sunshine, and it is about Ryan, who is our heroine, and then Rhodes is the hero. So Rhodes has a scar down his face. He's the hockey player, obviously, but he got skate to the face when he was young, and so he does have a scar that he's a little self-conscious about. But he and Rhodes have this whole Grumpy Sunshine banter situation going on, and they end up accidentally getting married in Vegas. Now, I think it's her brother who plays for the team, if I remember right. It's been years since I read this, but somehow they have this connection. Well, she is also a social media darling. I think she has like a cooking channel or a lifestyle styles channel, but she has a lot of followers. And so when you get drunk married in Vegas, you also post about being drunk married in Vegas. And because she posted before they woke up, before they fell asleep and woke up the next morning, it's out there on social media that they're married. So in order to do damage control, they decide that they have to stay married, just kind of like roommates, for the next year before they can get a divorce, because otherwise it's going to look bad for the image for both of them. And so that's how this story goes. I loved it. Audio was amazing. Listen to this one.
Okay.
I have more hockey, but you don't want to do all at once, right?
Well, yeah, we could stay in the trope. Let's do that.
Stay in the trope? Okay.
Yeah, go for it. Go for
hockey. I grabbed this one because I rarely get to talk about it, and it is hockey. There is a little bit of ice skating in this one too, but it's the one that has like the ice on the. I don't think you can see it on here. On the cover, like there, right?
Yes.
The ice on the cover. I loved it. So this is Omegaverse. This is one Pucked Up by Sarah Blue. This is the first one in her Pucked Up series. This is what started it all. I love hers. Her Omegaverse is very deep. Like there's a lot of thought to her Omegaverse. It doesn't sound like there would be, but there is. So our heroine in this one is home visiting her grandma, like on a vacation. Like she's home from college, and she goes out to ice skate on the pond that's behind her grandma's house or within their town. Then you have our 3 heroes who are all a part of the NHL, or they try to get into the NHL, and they're all about to be what do you call it, Mandy, when they divide them up and put them on different teams?
Drafted?
Thank you. They're all about to be drafted by the NHL. They're a pack already, these guys, but they know that they're going to be separated coming up, and they're trying to figure out how that's going to happen. So they're on vacation, enjoying some time together before that happens. Well, they're playing hockey on the same lake that she is ice skating on when they hit the puck and it kind of hits her in the head and knocks her out. And that is when they go over to check on her and realize that she is their pack mate. She is their scent match for at least one of them. And it starts something, that's a big thing in the Omega verse world. But here's the deal. They're all about to be separated. Like, how does that work? So this one is very, very angsty, but it is so very good. And then I do have one more hockey, and then we'll let Mandy talk about the next thing. That one could have worked for ice skating as well. I didn't even think about that, but that's okay. I do have another one for ice skating. So the last one is one that Mandy and I actually really enjoyed, and I'm not going to remember names because I don't even know if I flagged this book. I did. Hold on. I did flag this book, but you and I both loved this book for reasons, and we'll talk about that. So this is Rainfall by Allison Rimes. Here's the book right here. This is a hockey book. It is a coach's daughter. Yes, it is a coach's daughter. So this is about Isla and Killian. She is the coach's daughter. He has been playing hockey for her dad for many, many years. When they were younger, they, fell in love as teenagers. And then as he made it to the NHL, he made a very big mistake and he cheated on her and he did some horrible shit. And they have since been separated. But now he's back with the NHL. She also works for her dad, who is the coach still, and he is back, and he also discovers the child that he left behind that he wasn't aware of. So I do love this hockey one. This one was really good and angsty and yummy, and we love it when they're angsty and yummy, don't we, Mandy?
We do.
Yes, we both love that book.
Okay. So next we have figure skating.
Okay.
So I'll start.
Yes,
with one that was recommended to us or to me when we did convincing last spring, and I absolutely loved it. So it was a great one for me to pick and to be recommended. So thank you, Megan. And that is The Favorites by Lynn Fargo. So this is about Kat and Heath. Kat and Heath were ice skating, like figure skating partners, and they were going for the gold and things went awry so epically that this is like a Dateline style documentary that is being done where it's all told through these interviews, and I absolutely loved it. It was so great. I listened to the audio, which just made it even better because you really felt like that interview feel when you're listening to it. So it's done in like the past and present with this, and it's just all about how everything went oh so wrong. And I don't know that I want to say anything else about it. It was just really, really good. And I think if maybe it appealed to me because I love like Dateline. But also when we were younger, we kind of grew up in the Tanya Harding era with the figure skating. And so while this wasn't that, there were elements that just kind of made me think of that whole situation. So there was just so much that appealed to me about this one. So definitely loved it. And it's definitely Winter Olympics because they were going for the gold.
They are, yeah. When you first started out, I was giggling to myself because their names are Kat and Heath. And I thought you said Cat and Heat. Can't help myself. I don't know why I am the way I am. Anyhow.
I don't know why you are the way you are either.
I don't know either. Okay, so I grabbed one for figure skating. This is a very, very, very popular book, but we are going to talk about it. And that is From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. Mariana Zapata writes big ass books, okay? They're long, they're all slow burns, but this one I devoured when I read it back in the day. It is about Jasmine and then Ivan Lukov, and I remember parts of it, but I don't remember a crap ton. She is a figure skater. She wants the gold. She wants to make it there, but she has to skate in pairs, I believe. And she ends up getting this cocky a-hole ice skater that she's had a crush on for many years. He ends up being her partner because I think her partner ditches her or something. He does something really stupid. He gets injured. And so that is where Ivan comes in, and he is cocky, and he's a hockey player, but he's cocky. And he's, it's a lot like that movie from the 80s, cutting edge. It really has those cutting edge vibes, and I think that's why a lot of us love it, because even though it's a slow burn, you're getting that build up. It's worth it for sure. Sometimes when I read a Mariana Zapata, I'm like, oh my gosh, can we just get to it? But this one didn't feel like that, and I really loved it. And they are trying to get to the Olympics.
All right.
Okay.
So my next one is also figure skating, and that is Thin Ice by Cassie Mint. This is about Mila, and Mila has a partner who's been her best friend for many years, and they are training. But Mila has fallen for her coach. She has a huge crush on him. He's Scottish, so who can blame her? He's a little bit older than her, and she just has fallen for him. This is a novella, so it's pretty quick. So if you're looking for something with coach, taboo, forbidden-ish vibes all around, this isn't specifically the Winter Olympics, but figure skating competitively, this is going to be the book for you.
Okay.
Do you have any more figure skating?
No.
Okay, I do. So I'll go again.
Okay.
I'm just going to caution that I read this book. I rated it a 3, so this wouldn't necessarily be my top Winter Olympic book, but I am including it in it because if you are looking for a book all about the Winter Olympics, this is going to be for you. So let me tell you about it. Okay. I almost switched it over to you. Can you switch me over? I don't know how to work this apparently. Okay, so this is Shot on Gold by J.C. Burton. And this is about Amber and Will. Amber is a figure skater. She is going to the Olympics. This takes place in Vancouver in the Olympic Village. And then we have Will, who is in ice hockey. There is a note at the beginning of this that when the book was written, whatever Will was doing specifically in ice hockey was included. Apparently, maybe they got rid of ice hockey for the Winter Olympics. I'm not 100% sure. So they must have, because it's actually not on the list, and we just did all those hockey romance.
Well, that's tough ducks. That's what they get.
Anyways, apparently it used to be, and it's not anymore. So when this book was written, it was. So Will is there for that, and the two of them meet up, and Amber's mom, wrong book. Amber's mom is very controlling of her. Like, what did you eat? You're not out drinking. Like, 'cause she's a 24-year-old virgin because her mom has really controlled everything, and she's just not been allowed to experience life like a normal person because everything has been about training. So it is very submersive in the Winter Olympics. I just realized that. I let you do all those hockey ricks and I never said a word until I just realized hockey's not even on here. There's the 4 things.
You know what? Okay. For a lot of us in our head, it is.
Yes, we're going to just go with it for the Winter Olympics.
Yes, we are.
Okay, do you have any more skating ones?
No.
Okay, so next up is snowboarding.
I have a snowboarding book.
Okay. I do as well. Go for it.
All right. Well, the first one I have is Falling from the Sky by Serena Bowen. I do really like this book. So this one actually takes place at, I think it's the Olympic trials, but our hero is Hank, and he is a snowboarder, and he has, I believe he's gotten gold before. It's either he's gotten gold or he's at the Olympics right now, and he's favored to win. But Callie is a doctor, and she is meeting with friends watching these Olympic trials when Hank has a snowboarding accident, and he actually ends up paralyzed. Now she rushes back to the hospital because she is on call, and she is the doctor that sees him, but he doesn't remember her. Then we fast forward a few months later. He is not dealing with the trauma of not being able to feel the lower half of his body, and so he does some stupid stuff, and he ends up having to go to the hospital to get his stomach pumped because he's just not loving life and doesn't think that he needs to continue anymore. And again, Callie is the doctor then, and that is when he sees her, and he decides that he likes her at that point. She's the only one who he can't woo into his bed. Even if the little snowboarder would work properly, he still can't woo her into his bed. And so he finagles it. He wants her to, like, his parents are very controlling. They have a lot of money, and they want him to do this clinic, this what do we call it? Like this trial run of this new type of therapy, and he refuses to do it. But when he meets Callie, he wants to get her into his bed, he decides to say, I will do this if Callie will spearhead it. So she becomes the head doctor of this research, and he goes into the program because he wants to get Callie into bed. So that is forcing them to be around each other. And that, you see a lot of his recovery and him coming around. I really loved this one. I actually like that it is addressed how and why, and how you get, like, sex is not easy when you cannot feel the lower half of your body. How does that work? And so that is definitely addressed in this book, and I did like that.
Okay.
Okay.
My snowboarding book is Faked by Carla Sorensen. This is about Bauer and Claire. Bauer is our snowboarder, and he has kind of been a little bit of a bad boy, but some of it's a lot to do with just kind of the reputation that's gotten away from him a little bit. And there is a video that's taken, and it is out of context, but nobody wants to hear his side. Sponsor drops him immediately. And so he is kind of desperate because he's wants to continue his professional snowboarding career, which is pretty much impossible without the sponsorship. And then we have his half brother, Finn, and he calls Finn the golden boy because his stepmom just loves Finn because that's her son and his dad. And so he's just always been kind of the black sheep in his family. And so Finn's best friend has an identical twin, Claire. And so they are supposed to go to this event together, but Finn ends up really sick. And Lila doesn't want to go. She has something else she wants to do. So she convinces Claire, who's her identical twin, to go in her place. Well, Finn ends up with Bauer going in his place because he's very sick. So Bauer goes to pick up Lila, but it's actually Claire pretending to be Lila. And Bauer realizes right away that it's not her and that it is the identical twin, but Claire doesn't know that this. So they go to this event she's pretending to be her sister. And from there, she impresses somebody that the family needs her to impress, and they get invited to go spend the weekend up in Vancouver with him. This is taking place in Seattle. And so she agrees to go with Bauer, and her and Bauer end up snowed in, and things start to happen between the two of them. But Claire originally agreed to go because she has had a secret crush on Finn for years.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's some angst in this one. I actually cried.
Shocker.
Hey, I don't cry all the time.
No, but you cry in more books than I do.
Any more snowboarding? You said you just had the one? Okay. And so now we have skiing.
No.
Swoosh, swoosh.
I don't have anything for skiing.
Pizza. Okay. When you're skiing, I said pizza. When you're skiing and you want to stop.
Yeah, pizza. That just makes me hungry. Okay.
You might want to look deep into that.
Being hungry?
I don't know. Okay, I had to dig way back to when we started the channel to find a skiing related book. But this is actually not competitive skiing. It just takes place at a ski lodge.
Okay.
A ski resort. So I thought it would be a good one because it also is centered around Valentine's Day. So we can just knock two of them out of the park with this book.
Love it.
This is Cupid's Peak by Lee Jaku. We never know how to say that. So Mia is a quiet introvert, and her sister sets her up on this blind date for Valentine's Day. Mia does not want to go, but she is kind of forced into it. Eli is a famous hockey star, and this has been like her high school crush. And so she goes, and it is just a smutty good time. And it takes place at Cupid's Peak, which is the ski resort. It is a novella, so it's fun. There's really not a lot of skiing other than it's a ski resort, and I was desperate to find a book rec that would fit.
Okay.
So all of that being said, we really hope you enjoyed these really random Winter Olympic book recs. Let us know what you thought. Maybe you can fill in some of the gaps for us in the comments below.
Yeah.
And yeah, just let us know what you thought. If you're like, no, Winter Olympics book recs, not worth my time, that's cool. You can tell us that.
Yeah.
We just thought it would be fun to do. And then we realized, well, Jessica wholeheartedly was like, I have nothing.
And I was like, why are we doing this?
And then
So
I am like,
please tell me it was worth it, people.
I split up barbarians, had a bobsled. Oh,
I
how
love
the
that.
tables have turned in this book.
I love that.
Here.
I love it so much. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Oh,
wrap up.
also, I have been asked to make an announcement. Apparently, in my joking about Jessica being almost 50, someone actually, there's been some confusion that maybe she is 50, and she told me, and I quote, "You better fix that shit now."
I am not 50.
My apologies. Jessica still has a couple of years until she's 50. I think I said almost 50, but maybe I wasn't clear. In my mind, I knew what I was saying. So I am sorry, Jessica, that people think that you are 50.
You know, the sad thing is
not quite there, although you are significantly older than me.
I am 2.5 months
Thanks for joining in.
No,
we hope you'll check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos for us, and sometimes Wednesdays.
Yeah, remember, it did happen last year, too, where people thought I was 50, so you need to knock it off. Anyhow, I will be one of these days, just not for a while. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.
The best 2.5 months. We are going to go on a vacation in between your 50th and my. This is why people think you're 50.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't shut up about it, apparently.
Exactly.
So Jessica just turned 46.
I just turned 46, yep. So,
and if you don't follow her mom on Facebook, you wouldn't know, but everybody does know.
She totally called it out. Told everybody it was my 46th birthday. I'm like, rude. Much?
She posts about like your siblings' birthdays, and I've never seen a number associated with it. But yours,
and then
bam.
Then I told you, she called me, and her and dad were on the phone telling me how I'm catching up to them. And my dad's like, you're almost 50. And I was like, dude, I got 4 years. But when I'm almost 50 or am 50, you'll be almost 70. And he's like, hey, now. And I was like, yeah, how fun is it, Dad? Anyhow, all right, guys, let's wrap this one up. So thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with our shit. We'll see you in the next video.